Now, I'm going to pause and tell you why speaking out against abortion and being pro-life is so integral to the Christian faith. Now, maybe you're thinking, Seth, we get it. This is Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills. We understand. But with so many people watching online and so many people visiting, I just want to take a brief aside, and I want to explain to you why being pro-life and acting in a pro-life way, living out your pro-life convictions, is so central to the life of the Christian. The pro-life response is the only proper response of the Christian to abortion. Let me be clear, there is no unity between being pro-choice and following Jesus, between saying, I love the Lord, but also let's kill babies created in the image of God in a womb Christ once dwelled in. There is no unity between those two worldviews. So let me explain to you why this is so central to the life of the Christian. Pastor Jack mentioned Proverbs 31:8, right? Now I know you're thinking, isn't that what I tell my wife to read when I want her to be a better wife? No, don't say that, okay? But prior to the Proverbs 31 wife, right, it says in Proverbs 31:8 to speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those being crushed. What an appropriate term. Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless and see that they get justice. And pro-life Christians, we read that and we go, well, that's the unborn. Of course it is. They can't speak up for themselves. But listen, there is a deeper truth to this verse, something that if we don't get, we'll miss the centrality of pro-life expression to the life of the Christian. As I was reading this one time years ago in preparation for a sermon, I realized something. I realized that apart from Christ's sacrifice on our behalf on the cross, we are also those unable to speak up for themselves. Who of us can stand before Jesus on the day of judgment and say, Lord, perfect record, baby, check out this. Open up the gates of glory, right? None of us can say that. Why? We can't speak up for ourselves. We can't vouch for our own record. There is not one who obeys. All have fallen short of the glory of God. So what does this mean? It means that when we were unable to speak up for ourselves, utterly incapable, Christ spoke up for us. And in so doing, died on the cross, offered us eternal salvation, freely given, and hopefully freely received. So how can we not speak up for unborn children who are equally unable to speak up for themselves? Listen, pro-life expression is simply the correct response of the heart to the gospel. Love is I have loved you. I have saved you, go save others. Now, obviously, this means eternally, right? We want to save people's souls, but certainly it must apply to children in a womb who literally are physically unable to speak up for themselves. That's why this is so central to the Christian life. We're merely responding to the fact that we've been saved. 1 John 2 says, my dear children, I am writing this to you so that you will not sin. But if anybody does sin, we have an advocate who pleads our case before the Father. He is Jesus Christ, the one who is truly righteous. Who's an advocate? Someone who speaks up for someone else. Christ did that for us. How can we not for unborn children?